Hi guys, welcome back to Nebula Fox Toy Reviews. I don't know how many people will actually remember this face. This is the face that started my channel. This is Snow. I haven't used her in years. I haven't really used her since I got Neb, so I thought I'd get her out and use her for this video. She's a little tight now, so I don't know if my head's gotten bigger or if she's gotten smaller. But oh well. But yes, today is the first video in October. It's not the 1st of October. That was Sunday. But this is the first video in October, so you know what that means. It's an anime figure review today. So today we are going to be looking at this guy. This is the Figuarts Mini Tengen from Demon Slayer. This is the sound breathing variant of the figure. So he is a little bit beat up and a little bit more motivated to fight. But yes, this is Tengen. I've had this figure for quite a while now. I ended up getting him at the same time as the Daki and Gyutaro Figuarts minis, because Ami sort of had a deal where you could get like the full wave, or like the full set, so to speak, for like a discounted price, so you'd get each figure cheaper. So yes, here is Tengen. He is cool. Let's head on over to the review table and get a closer look at him. I shall see you over there. Okay, so here we are. There he is. And obviously we'll take a quick look at the back at the box first. So up here we have Bandai Namco and the Figuarts Mini logo. We have a nice window shot of Tengen himself and a little image of him. Then we have Tengen Uzui, sound breathing, and then we've got designed by Tamashii Nations in Japan and made in China. Demon Slayer logo, Tamashii Nations logo, Bandai logo. On this side, pretty much more of the same. On this side, even more of the same. On the top, we just got lots of words. And this is like the official like seal of approval. If it doesn't have this on, it's a fake. On the bottom, we have words and things. We also have like web supports and phone numbers. Once again, if it doesn't have this on it, it's a fake. Same with just the Figuarts Mini. If it doesn't have any of that on, it's a fake. And then on the back, we have a nice shot of the figure with a couple of other little bits. So let's break him out of the packaging. As I said in the beginning part, I've had this figure for quite a long time. So he's been waiting for ages to be relieved from his little prison. So I just need to cut all the tape that's holding this little thing together. There we go. So these are his sword arms. So that's pretty cool. So here we go. So let's look at his arms holding his swords. So that's cool. Just set that back down there. And then we have the box holding him. So let's just cut all of this tape. Oh, that tape didn't need cutting because it would just come unstuck. There we go. We got his base and we have him. Right, I'll just put all of the boxes, all of the packaging down here to the side. And here he is. So this looks like a really nice figure. Let's just move some of these joints to get him loose, because I don't want to break it, as I have done the past few and a couple of anime figures I've reviewed. They're honestly getting more and more fragile, our anime figures, even ones like these that you're meant to be able to pose. But oh well. So here he is. We've got some really nice detailing on the face. So his eyes have been done in that like glossy, like a glossy paint to give them a shine. We've got his like tattoos around his eyes that are sort of hidden by the blood, because this is once he's had a bit of a blow to the head. Then we've got his little headband that's been done really nicely. That's also now cracked. part of the mould, it's not broken. And then we've got all of his hair tied up, which is done really nicely as well with those different shades. Then we have his uniform, which is like a really deep greeny blue colour. It looks more blue on the camera, but in person, me seeing this, it's tilted a bit more to like a deep green colour. So he's got his gold buttons that signify that he's a Hashira, and then his sword belt. Even though he doesn't actually carry his swords on his belt, he carries them on his back. Now, speaking of his back, coming around here, it has, I believe it says destroy on his back, and then we've got the broken, like, straps for when he took his swords out. And then going on his arms, and he's got all his bling and his bangles and his little gloves. And if I just move his arms out the way, we come down to his legs, where he has his big puffy pants and his leg straps and his little shoes. So there we go. For articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so he can look all the way around, and he can look up and he can look down, and also side to side. The arms are on little swivels, so they can go back and forth, not out to the side. The legs are on little pegs, so they can also go forward and back. They can't go back that far. Can they go out to the side? Nope, it's just forward and back. Or kind of pretty much just forward. So he can sit. Sort of. He can't really sit. So I will probably end up displaying him with his swords. So if I very gently, are you going to let me? Yep, very gently pull his arms off. So let's just have a closer look at these swords first. So as you can see, they're joined together with a chain, and then his swords have been done really nicely with the Destroyer of Demons. I think the uniform just says destroy, and then the swords say Destroyer of Demons on them. So there's nothing on the back of the swords, but he's got it written on the front. So for these, you would literally just plug the pegs into the armholes, and luckily, because that chain is ever so slightly flexible, you don't have to worry about breaking it too much. So there we go. There he is with his swords, and you can still like pose the arms a little bit. I won't do it too much because obviously you might break that, but you can sort of have them move down. So yeah, he looks really cool. Now this is his base. All Figuarts minis come with this base, so it's just clear plastic. It plugs into there with a ball joint and plugs into the figure with a small ball joint as well. They have, so you can move the figure all the way around. And then you've got the little hole in the back, which is where the small ball joint goes. And there we have it. There is Tengen on the base. So now you can stand up. And I've said it shows you on the back of the box some of the poses. I don't know how they've got that leg going all the way back, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't want to. No, it does not want to. Like I said, it goes all the way forward for a kick, but it does not go back at all for a running pose. So they've probably just got him posed like that. So it's like that, like he's running. Like so. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I honestly wouldn't want to pose these in any sort of pose that requires this stand taking all the weight. Because as you can see here, neither of his feet are on the base, so he's not actually stood, he's floating. I would not trust this little arm to hold the figure's weight. So I will most likely be having him like this, stood, so he can lean forward and put the weight of the figure on his feet as well as the base, so it's not all on the base. So that's honestly how I'll display him. Yes, he still bounces a bit, but he can lean forward if he wants to. That's all I can really say about him. Figuarts minis are very limited. They're basically really cheap versions of Nendroids. So Nendroids have the same sort of design where you've got the figure and you have to swap out the parts to change the poses. So, but except they're a lot more expensive and they have a lot more pieces and accessories. So Figuarts minis are sort of like Nendroids on a budget. But they still look nice. They are more in proportion than what Nendroids would be, because, you know, Nendroids have like giant bulbous head and itty bitty body. So like say if this was an Nendroid, if his body stayed this size, his head would be like an apple. His head would be huge. That's sort of how like they're proportioned. But yeah. So that was my review of the Figuarts Mini Tengen Uzui sound breathing. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I shall see you all in the next video, whatever that'll be. Bye!